barely keeping up. But you got this. Just like Associated Bank's got you with free overdraft protection transfers. So when you bought all those supplies and lost track of your spending, we had you covered. You got this with free overdraft protection transfers from Associated Bank. See associatedbank.com/checking or ask a banker for details. Member FDIC.
That poor shotgun of yours. It only sees the light of day during a hunting trip or two each year. Don't you think that bad boy deserves to be fired?
Hey, Greg Scalzo here. You're listening to 94.5 ESPN, WKTI, and WKTI HD Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station.
Showtime. The right way to start your day. This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
I look at this as going through like a safe room or a puzzle. That's why I love having you up there, and the stuff you give me, I put into the computer just through my experiences, and then I try to put it all together.
Do we think now is really the right time to be starting a puzzle?
Yeah, I'm great at puzzles.
You're a born puzzler, Winston. Sure. But don't you agree that sometimes when you start puzzles, you get a little bit weird and, I don't know, intense? Spend a lot of time humming. Also spend a lot of time naked.
This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
Now, what Charles said yesterday was great when he alluded to the fact that the Jets aren't panicking, which I took that piece of the puzzle and put the San Francisco is now in the mix. Now I think that was a bunch of garbage.
Hey, Smith, what do you think it's going to look like?
What do I think it's going to look like?
Yeah, the puzzle.
Winston, it's on the box. The picture's on the box. It's a Japanese garden.
Calm down. What is your problem?
This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy, broadcasting live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studios at the Avenue with Gabe Neitzel and Mark Chamora. Here's Jen Latta.
Smile, big guy.
Why?
You're on camera.
I'm thirsty. Forgot my Mio.
Oh, no. Did you forget your Mio, or we're going to get to this later in the show? We got to sprint. I mean, you're going to need the Mio later when we sprint out of here to get you to the airport on time.
Might dehydrate today. Could be ugly.
But as I mentioned, the big guy, he's on camera. He's smiling. You can check him out. Check us out on video. We're now streaming every single day. All your favorite ESPN Wisconsin shows live on video every second, every show, every day. Find us on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, and WisconsinOnDemand.com. Watch live or on demand. Listen, look, live, local at ESPN Milwaukee. So you can just check it out. See what...
Are there rules?
What do you mean?
I mean, you got to keep your clothes on still, I think.
Like this? Can I do that?
Yeah. Just don't flip any... Well, you know what? They're really... I don't want to say what I'm going to say, which is the truth.
I need to know where the line is. I don't know where the line is
Pretend you're
anymore.
in public. I don't know. What's your line in public?
I don't really have one.
Well, then just continue to not swear and we're good.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, just kind of keep doing what you're doing. I think that's all you got to worry about.
I mean, I pee in my yard.
Okay. I mean...
That's public, right?
Yeah, no, that's your property. That's still private.
Okay.
Private property. I mean, I still think that if you can, from a public spot, like from the road, if I could see you peeing, you can get in trouble.
Oh, they can see me. But it's my property.
Yeah, but if I can see you, that's probably like indecent exposure or something.
I'd fight that.
Yeah, you could.
I'd probably fight that.
Yeah, but I'm saying this is a public space, so like, just keep it in your pants. Just keep it in your pants, man. Like the bathroom's right down the hall.
Okay,
it's right there. Just really don't want you peeing in the corner. Right. Although it would be funny to have Scalzo and Brust come in here in the afternoon and go, "Why does it smell like urine?" Like that would be funny to me. But I also don't want you just peeing in a corner of the studio like a dog.
Yeah, that wouldn't be good. I got something in my garage that stinks. It smells like pee, but I think it's a dead mouse.
Well, have you looked?
No.
Okay.
I don't have a problem with it. But if I told people that also live in the house, it'd be a problem.
What do you mean you don't have a problem with it?
They don't rot and die, or other mice will grab it and nibble it away.
Yeah, but
it's going to be there for a week, Gabe, or 2 weeks. I'm gone for a week.
That's true.
So...
You're gone for a week. But it's going to, if it smells worse when you get back, you're going to want to do something about it.
It's behind the fridge.
It seems like a lot of work.
Yeah, that is a lot of work. There's bottles lined up in there. I mean, got to reset all those up.
Yeah.
Better just to let nature take its course, I guess.
Yeah. It's natural.
Yeah.
It's natural.
Yeah, that is natural.
We are about 2 weeks away from the NFL draft. We're really excited. We're going to be part of the draft coverage here on ESPN Milwaukee. So 2 weeks away, a lot of the people are putting out their mock drafts with Mel Kiper Jr. or Todd McShay over at ESPN.com. So I'm just curious. 800-990-3776 is the talking text line. What's the Packers' biggest draft need? As you look at this roster as currently constructed, and there was a lot of people when Chewy and I were having our discussion of we thought that the Packers over-under should be around 5.5. Who were like, well, the roster's not completed yet. You got to wait until after the draft before you start setting stuff like that. All right, this is your chance to tell us how wrong we were about our evaluation. What's the Packers' biggest draft need? When you look up and down the Green Bay Packers roster, what are you hoping they come away with in the 2023 draft?
Are you asking me?
I am asking you.
I want, with the first-round pick, someone that can make plays.
So you want somebody who can score touchdowns?
Not make plays. Maybe it's a rush end.
Oh.
Maybe it's a Leroy Butler type of safety.
Sure.
Not just one-dimensional, not play center field. Someone maybe you can blitz.
Dynamic guy.
You can stick on a tight end and not have to worry about it. A playmaker. You don't need O-line. Running back, no. I don't care if it was Derrick Henry, that's different.
Well, everybody's in on this Bijan Robinson guy out of Texas, saying he is a special talent. That's what I keep hearing about Bijan Robinson, but then the talk around that is, well, nobody wants to spend a first-round pick on a running back, so who knows where he goes.
If there's ever the moniker taking the best player available, that fits with a team that's in a rebuild as long as it's not offensive line, running back, quarterback's too early, or cornerback. I think everything else is best player available.
Sure.
Now, obviously, there's more gaping holes at certain positions than others, like tight end. You have nothing. You have Gunga. That's it.
And Smitty.
Yeah.
Tyler Davis.
I expected a little more out of a varsity letterman last year. He didn't give me much. You can always take a receiver, even though this is a light receiver class. I want someone who can make, like a Quay Walker. Great pick last year.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm still sticking to my beliefs that he will be an MVP, defensive MVP in his career. I think he's that type of player. That's who I want. Don't go out and draft a guard, please.
God, if they take a guard at 15, can you imagine?
Or a tackle or a left tackle. I think what this last year showed us is we need guys who can make plays and offensively score touchdowns.
So some of the early returns, like this one from Tim and Franklin, Packers need a solid tight end like Chewy. Somebody who can get free when Love is scrambling and who will be open in the middle of the field.
It's a very good tight end class. I'm not big on taking one maybe with the first pick, but if they do eventually they will make the trade with the Jets. Mm-hmm. They will have 2 second-round picks, which I would be more inclined to
use
take.
One of those. So,
I mean, is there a tight end that they're saying is going to go in the top 15? Maybe the kid out of...
So I think there's 2. So the kid out of Notre Dame, Michael Mayer, who we have certainly thrown our support behind. I know Jen's a big fan of his... in terms of just the size, speed, production that he had at Notre Dame. He seems to check off a lot of boxes for the Packers. But I also feel, and you've brought this up a couple of times, I feel like I'm maybe waffling a little bit when it comes to when it comes to taking a tight end at 15, because you've pointed out that a lot of the really good tight ends in this league, if you want to throw yourself in there as a 3-time Pro Bowler, Super Bowl champion, Packers Hall of Famer. A lot of those guys don't come in the first round.
No, they don't.
And maybe I'm looking at this wrong, and maybe I'm looking at this the way that maybe, let's say, Ron Wolf did, where he thought maybe he should have drafted more football players than athletes. But I think the first round is your opportunity to get some of those elite athletes that can change the game.
Yes.
The way that the Packers took the chance on Rashawn Gary, if there's a pass rusher there, I think you need more pass rushing depth.
Because Preston Smith is not going to be here for the Super Bowl.
Exactly. Whatever the Packers' next Super Bowl window is going to be, Preston Smith isn't going to be a part of it. Aaron Jones isn't going to be a part of it. David Bakhtiari isn't going to be a part of it. Whatever that next Super Bowl window is, that's what you're kind of looking for. Okay, so now you've got Rashawn Gary. You're probably going to sign him to an extension. So then if you find another really good pass rusher to pair him with, that makes everything around you a lot easier. It makes whoever you put at safety, it's going to make them better. It's going to make Eric Stokes better at cornerback. It's just going to make everything better if you have two guys that are really good at rushing the passer. And look, it might not even be two guys who are really good at rushing the passer this year, Chew, because who knows when Rashawn Gary comes back from the torn ACL. But it's more about, okay, maybe you have two really good guys that are really good at pass rushing in 24 and 25.
But people have to get off of this. Well, you can't make it a determination on wins and losses until the draft. First-year players don't really make an impact. What did Rashawn Gary do his rookie year? Basically nothing.
It was, more or less a redshirt year for him.
A redshirt year. Christian Watson was very nice, but he cannot.
For 4 games, he was very nice. For 4 games.
For 4 games. Yeah. But that's what I'm saying. He's a piece. He was a small piece. I mean, we like what we saw, but you can't put all your eggs in a basket based upon the draft. Mm-hmm. It's going to take years. Christian Watson, if he stays healthy, will be better this next year than last year, right? I still don't think he's going to be a clear-cut number 1. I mean, he's not going to be a DeAndre Hopkins. He will be better. Hopefully Dobbs is better. That's why this is a 3 or 4 year progression for them to get to the Super Bowl. Now, Gabe, I would not have a problem with this. They get best player available at those positions that I named.
Yep.
I would love another nice receiver. I would have no problem with them taking with the 15th pick.
Yeah.
And then if you want, because I'm looking at this Kincaid out of Utah, the tight end, who in some mock drafts is going before Mayer.
Yep. Those are the two.
If one of those fall to 26, 27, 28, you have your 2 second-round picks that you could then move up. And how would you feel if you got a really nice receiver, top receiver in this draft, in the tight end? Now, all of a sudden, 3 years from now, if Jordan Love doesn't have to be a Hall of Fame player, if he's just a good player, I like that offense.
Yeah, it could be humming. That's why I thought this question was so interesting. And that's why, again, Chewy and I are down on the number of wins, but I think there's still some exciting parts of this Green Bay team. There's a lot of holes. This is an interesting question in most years than years past because, the Packers were Super Bowl contenders. They were loaded. It's not like they had a lot of open spots on their roster. They have a lot of open spots on the roster, so it becomes interesting. What do you want for the Packers to draft this year? 800-990-3776. What's the biggest area of need for the Green Bay Packers?
I don't understand why people were getting so upset because Jason set the thing at 5.5. We said the over, thinking 6. I mean, if we set it at 7 and said the under, would they feel better?
We did change it later in that week, Chew. I think if you remember, to 7.5, and it ended up being nearly 50-50, which is what I wanted. What number could we set it at where the over-under was 50-50?
But there is not a big difference in my eyes between 5 wins, 6 wins, and 7 wins. Is there to you guys?
Not really.
I mean, contextually, sure, but just on the surface, I agree with you on that.
There's not a big difference. I mean, you could maybe
either way, you're not winning the playoffs
in there. I mean, if we set the line at 8, are people actually going to take the over?
I mean, some people would. Absolutely.
It's just delusional. I mean, do I hope they win 9 games? Yeah. Would I put 60 cents on it? No. I wouldn't. So from our standpoint, 5, 6, 7 wins is a possibility. Very good.
Yeah. Fine. Again,
as long as everyone has been saying, as long as Jordan Love progresses, that's a win.
There's 2 things, coming out of this year, Ashton. It's Jordan Love. How does he play? And then how does Matt LaFleur coach without his Hall of Fame quarterback?
Oh, that's such a big part of everything going forward.
That's what I want to know.
It's such a big part of everything going forward. Mitch in Burlington chimes in. Pass rush depth, yes, we can go round 3 or 4 with that position, though. Yeah, if you're just looking for depth. But I'm not looking for depth. I'm looking for 2 monsters that can rush the passer. Because when you take a look, Chew, at the best pass rushers, like the top 10 guys in sacks last year, Most of them came out of the first round.
Yeah.
Yeah, you've got a Matthew Judon who had 15.5 sacks, who was a 5th-round pick. But that took him a while to develop to be that guy. I mean, most of these guys, the best ones that have been consistently the best ones added in the league are first-round picks because they have that special athleticism that made them go in the first round. So that's where I'm coming from on the pass rush option, especially with Rashawn Gary, because there's a part of me, and maybe it's scars from what happened with David Bakhtiari, that make me wonder, okay, what kind of player is he going to be coming off the ACL? There's just questions that I have there, and it's an opportunity to get an elite pass rusher once again. We'll see what Jason Wilde has to say about this. We'll ask Wilde this question coming up next. Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
Jen, Gabe, and Chewy are back after this on 94.5 ESPN.
It is a quiet ride around the area, no major delays around, and we've got full freeway speeds. Even through the construction zones, everything's looking good on 41 and 43. Traffic is brought to you by Fifth Third Bank, custom solutions built around your goals. Member FDIC. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast today, mostly sunny, a high of 73 at the lakefront, 82 inland. Tonight, mostly clear with a low of 53. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga, 94.5 ESPN.
No one else does it like Scalzo and Brust.
Doesn't get a better home run call than that right there.
Can I just get the click of the bat over and over again? Like the audio? Oh, that's one of the best. I know we can do like the what's the best sound in sports thing. There's something about a click of the wooden bat right on the meat of the barrel.
Hit it! Can we get a cleanup here in the studio?
Days 4 to 6 on 94.5 ESPN. It's Scalzo and Brust, presented by Bud Light.
Looking for your next night out? Q Club of Wisconsin is the hangout spot for watching sports, playing games, and having some drinks. Mike, what you got going on over there, buddy?
Hey, Gary, there's so much going on here. We've got all your favorite teams on our TVs, more pool tables than you know what to do with, and live local bands playing on Saturdays. Plus, we got bocce leagues all summer long that we're signing teams up for right now. And, of course, our fish fry piled high on Wednesdays and Fridays.
And stop by for brunch on Saturdays and Sundays at 9 a.m. Check out QClubOfWisconsin.com.
Next time you're craving a pizza that you just cannot ignore, head to Proof Pizza at St. Kate the Arts Hotel. Yeah, that's right. You probably didn't even know that St. Kate the Arts Hotel had a pizza place right in the lobby. But as you walk through, scents you can't ignore. Proof specializes in fast, casual, Neapolitan-style pizza, along with a selection of delicious appetizers and salads. Try a classic pizza like a pepperoni or a margarita, or you can experiment with more unique creations like the artichoke and chicken pizza or the Genoa pizza. Better yet, try the rotating pizza of the month option. Order at the counter of Proof or directly from the bar at St. Kate the Arts Hotel. You can explore the menu of Proof Pizza and learn more at Proof Pizza MKE, proofpizzamke.com.
At Lowe's, we're always bringing pros more ways to save on the brands you trust. Right now, buy a DeWalt 20-volt Power Stack Max 2-pack battery for $199. Get a select DeWalt Bear tool free with savings starting at $139. Plus, you'll always save big on job lot quantities when buying select building supplies in bulk. Because Lowe's knows savings, Lowe's knows pros. Selection varies by location. While supplies last, Lowe's reserves the right to limit quantities. Discount taken at time of purchase. Battery and charger not included with free items. Valid for 5-3.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone, America's #1 brakes destination. We have the pads, rotors, drums, shoes, and brake fluids to improve your stopping power. Right now, save 15% when you get any 2 Duralast rotors with a set of Duralast brake pads. Missing a tool? Ask about our free Loan-A-Tool program and borrow the tools you need to get the job done.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Claim based on data from the MPD Group 2021. Deposit required for Loan-A-Tool.
Want to train with an award-winning PGA golf pro? Now's your chance. Take advantage of one-on-one lessons from Wisconsin PGA Award winner Andy Barrett for an in-depth and thorough lesson on industry-leading golf simulators. Book your session now at xgolfinfanfield.com.
Gruber Law Offices, a proud partner of your Milwaukee Bucks.
Ready, down, put.
All Packers, all the time.
I think Packers fans have every right to be excited about those guys. I just think they need to temper their expectations, especially when you think about that they're going to be playing with a quarterback who is trying to figure it out himself.
Okay, most of the time.
Almonds specifically or all nuts?
Well, these nuts, those nuts, whatever nuts work.
It's Jason Wilde on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. Brought to you by Boucher Automotive. With 16 different new car brands and over 35 pre-owned brands to choose from. Boucher Automotive. We are driven by you. And by the Bridgewater Modern Grill. Nestled in the heart of Milwaukee's emerging Harbor District. Enjoy a specialty crafted menu centered around a custom oak-fed grill.
He is our friend. He is our teammate. He is Jason Wilde. Good morning, Jason.
Good morning, guys.
Hello.
Jason.
Hello.
Oh, go ahead.
He was just saying.
No, I was just imitating Chewy.
Oh.
Hello.
La, la, la. Jason, when you take a look at this Packers roster, what's their biggest need heading into the draft?
Tight end, I think. I mean, I remember a time when Chewy was a Pro Bowler, and they had Keith Jackson. Then there was a time where Chewy missed some time. I don't know, was it with a plantar fascia?
Soup? No, that was the year after the Super
98?
Bowl. I think so. I don't know. No, it was the year of.
97.
I mean, I forget.
You guys are old.
It's not my fashion. I can't remember. I feel like there's been a lot of years where tight end was a really important position, and sometimes they overstocked it. Like there was a year where they had 5 tight ends on the 53-man roster, and this offense really likes the tight end and the versatility that position can give you. And right now they've got Josiah DeGuara and Tyler Davis, and I think we all expect Big Dog to be playing somewhere else. I just think that's a position that is crucial to this offense, and I'm a little surprised that they're in a position where they don't have anybody at the position.
Jason, you think they're going to pivot, away from the defense and burning up early picks on them? I mean, if you look at all the first-round picks they've taken on that defense, you think they're finally like, this isn't working for us?
No, I don't think they're ever going to do that. I mean, I think, I think Goody's going to pick the guy that he likes, and doesn't matter what position he plays. Like, think about the last several drafts at wide receiver. Like, and again, they did go and draft Christian Watson and trade up in the second round last year, take him at 34, which is obviously just a couple of picks into the second round. So he's almost a first-round pick, except you don't have the fifth-year option with him. And they did try, as was reported by many outlets, to try and get the Vikings to give up the 32nd pick, the final pick of the first round, so they could take Christian Watson, which would have meant they would have had 3 first-round picks that they took last year. But there were 2 other years where Goody acknowledged the need at the position, and the depth of that draft at the position, and still didn't take a wide receiver in the first round. And so I just don't think he's dictated by, we gotta get a tight end. Like, would I be surprised at 15 if they took a tight end? No, absolutely not. But I also wouldn't be surprised if they took a defensive lineman or a offensive lineman either.
When's the last first-round pick that you can remember that really had a big impact? Because Christian Watson was nice, and we got to see the potential, Jason, but it was 4 games for a team that missed the postseason. When's the last really big first-round pick that probably helped the win total?
Boy, that's a good question. 2009, when they drafted B.J. Raji and
Clay Matthews.
When they switched to the 3-4, like that was one of those where Ted would say, we took the best player available, and we would be like, no, you didn't. Like, you drafted for need. You needed a big guy in the middle that you were switching to the 3-4, and you needed an edge guy. I also love that when he would say it, and they, like, in 2009, they specifically traded up into the first round so they could take Clay Matthews. Like, you didn't. The board did not come to you. You went to the board.
Why do they say that, Jason? When most people know it's a bunch of crap. Like the best player available.
I don't know. I mean, I don't speak this way of Ted just because he passed away. Like, I always enjoyed the challenge of interviewing Ted. I just thought it was so much fun to try and find ways to ask questions to get him to give you information that you could use.
To reveal that sizzle he had?
That's one of my, I mean, that was a great moment, right? Like, for me, I asked that question and went, I've got sizzle. That was just great. But look, they have a ton of holes. To get back to this year, like, they have a ton of holes on this roster. Like, wide receiver is still a need. And I would say this, and I know there are people that think I'm hypercritical of Goody. And I don't feel like I am. And I also think there are people that think it's personal with me and him. Like, I still like the guy. Like, now he was dishonest with me once upon a time, and that means that I don't trust him like I did previously. But I always tell people, like, he came up through scouting basically with the same timeline as I came up through reporting. Like, I've known the guy since he was a low-level scout, and I was a low-level reporter. But I do think that he has, when you look at his drafts, he's had some really, really, really good picks, and then he's had some ones that have bombed, and every GM has that. But what I think he has done, and we saw it with the offensive line, and then there was a correction, and we saw it with wide receiver, is that he has neglected positions where he hasn't stocked them with players when they didn't need players at the position. Like, I think if we go through his drafts, I think we would find that he is influenced by relative athletic score and by need. Because you look at wide receiver, okay? I have been very critical. I will continue to be until the day that Davante Adams goes into Canton about that trade. But also, with that trade, he had not drafted wide receivers leading up to it. And if you look at Ted, right, when he picks Jordy Nelson in 2008 in the second round with their first pick of the draft, because he traded back out of the first round that year. When you look at that, did they need Jordy Nelson?
Nope.
I mean, they had drafted. I mean, if we really go back, I mean, they had actually drafted Terrence Murphy in 2005 in the second round, and he broke his neck and had to retire. And I still would love to know how good he would have been, because Rodgers was in that draft class and loved him. But Murphy in 05, Jennings in 06, Jones in 07 in the third round. He already had Donald Driver on the roster, and yet in 08 you still picked Jordy Nelson, who turns out to be one of the best wide receivers you've had in franchise history. You look at Goody, he takes over in 18, and he had that 3 wide receivers in a row run. Unfortunately, one was okay, one was a little less than okay, and one was just terrible, right? You took Jamon Moore in the 4th, you took FCS in the 5th, and you took EQ in the 6th. And then, did he draft another wide receiver after that?
Amari.
In the 3rd?
Amari in 21, and then he's terrible. And then finally, obviously, last year's draft, he goes 3 wide receivers again. Like, the offensive line, he neglected it in 18. He took Elton Jenkins in 19, but then he had that run here in the last 3 drafts where he went like 3 offensive linemen in each draft. So what I'm saying is that you have to keep a position stocked. So if you do something like you did with Devontae, you don't have what they had last year. I mean, we would all agree they weren't good enough at wide receiver, right?
100%.
Mm-hmm.
And so that is a result of maybe not getting guys when you didn't necessarily need them, and you had Devontae on the roster, and misses. And every GM misses. But, whew, I mean, those third-round picks, those have come back to haunt.
Jason, is it possible that Mark Murphy was more involved than we know in the Devontae Adams trade?
Certainly it's possible because of the environment they've created. Like, I always get a little squeamish about having this discussion because I don't like talking about things that I don't know. And I know we have people that listen to our show and this show, and they hear my opinions, and they think I don't know what I'm talking about or whatever else. I would tell you this, more often than not, my opinions are formulated by conversations I have with people that I'm not going to flat out report what they said, but it influences how I present situations. That could be Rodgers, that could be other people in the building, that could be other executives around the league, that could be other players, whatever it is. I don't like to just spout opinions like they do on First Take. Like, that's not my jam. Like, I want to call somebody and say, hey, look, I'm going to have to talk about insert subject here. What do you think about it? What should I know that if I'm going to talk about it, I could present it intelligently as opposed to just guessing? And when it comes to Mark Murphy's involvement, and when it comes to the structure they have created that allows us to have a debate about what Mark Murphy's involvement is, that's an area that I don't have much insight into.
Jason,
I have to acknowledge that that's okay. I have to acknowledge that anything's possible because Mark Murphy has created an environment that, unlike with Ron Wolf and Ted Thompson, there wasn't a question. Ted was in charge. Ron was in charge of the football operation. And Bob Harlan and Mark Murphy 1.0 were not in any way involved with those decisions. And now, who the hell knows?
Jason, is Goody kind of going at this offseason backwards? And the fact that normally you go through free agency, you get your free agents, and then you fill it with the draft. Seems like this year he's going with the draft and then going to backload it with free agents. Like Amos or Big Dog, he might bring them back if the draft doesn't work out the way he wants and he gets a safety and he gets a second tight end.
Yeah, I mean, I think, Chewy, if you look back, I think there's been more years that he's done that. In fairness to him, you know, they pushed all their chips into the middle of the table the last couple of years, trying, you know, with all these void years and whatever else, pushing money into the future, that it was going to be hard for them to do anything in free agency. They still have the Rodgers thing, which he does seem to take an approach of, we have to solve the Rodgers piece before we do anything else, which I don't know if that's the case or not. And I don't know if it has to be that way or not. But, you know, I'm not surprised they haven't been active in free agency. I would say this, you know, when you go for it and you try to keep the band together and then you have a year go like last year where you didn't have enough pieces and your quarterback didn't play well enough, that leaves you in a really tough spot. And I think that's where they are now. I mean, I just, you know, you think about the stuff that Bakhtiari said on that podcast.
Mm-hmm.
Let's be honest, like, he's not wrong. Like, they look like a team that, whether they wanted to or not, are in total rebuilding mode because they've done nothing to really improve their team other than their coverage and blocking units on special teams and keeping their return guy, who I know that Gabe is really excited about that signing.
Who, boy?
They've done nothing to make you think they're better in 2023 in any way, shape, or form. They've signed no one. They've had a bunch of guys leave, and they have a bunch of guys that they haven't re-signed that could end up leaving too. So I think he's doing it the way he has to, frankly. I don't think he's got much choice.
Did I say that right?
Yeah.
Bass Hackworth?
Yeah, you said it right.
Okay. Doesn't feel right in my brain. Like Jason, I didn't.
Nailed it.
What's Jason's?
Take care, be good.
Take care, be good. I was thinking something different, Jason. I don't know why.
Jason, we appreciate the time.
Take good, be care.
Thank you.
Craig Karmazin joins us next. Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
Full show podcasts, interviews, and special content is available right now at WisconsinOnDemand.com. This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy on 94.5 ESPN.
Super quiet ride this morning. No major problems. Volume is relatively light, although there are a few extra cars out there. But for the most part, everything's moving along well, even through all of the construction zones on 41 and 43. Traffic is brought to you by Fifth Third Bank. Custom solutions built around your goals. Member FDIC. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast today. Mostly sunny with a high of 73 at the lakefront, 82 inland. Tonight, mostly clear with a low of 53. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
We believe the best things take time. You have your obsessions. Ours is crafting the best slow-smoked barbecue in the state, crafted only from humanely raised meats, dry rubbed, slowly smoked, and sauced by you. Add Smoke Shack to the top of your list the next time your hunger is trying to throw you off your game. Dine in, order takeout, or consider Smoke Shack to do the cooking for your next backyard barbecue celebration. Check us out in the historic 3rd Ward on Milwaukee Street or at smokeshack.com.
This Bucks team is something special. There's unbelievable once-in-a-lifetime freakish talent like you've never seen before. The blocks, the dunks, the next-level energy, and a hungry core that's running the court, dropping shots, and posting stat after stat after stat. The playoffs presented by BMO are here. Fear the Deer. Keep up with all the postseason action at bucks.com/playoffs. That's bucks.com/playoffs.
Hey, this is Bo stepping in for Ridgetop Larry. Ridgetop Exteriors is Wisconsin's #1 choice for roofing, siding, windows, and doors. We are the trusted local experts who live and work in the areas we serve, which means we're helping friends and neighbors too. On top of that, Ridgetop Exteriors offers the most affordable payment options, including no interest and low interest financing. For your free estimate, visit ridgetopexteriors.com. Roofing, siding, windows, and doors. Visit ridgetopexteriors.com.
Texting enrolls you in a recurring automated marketing text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
Nice run. It's great being back out on the mountain. You sort of disappeared for a while. Everything okay? Between you and me, it was lower testosterone. Lower T? Yeah. The doc told me once you hit 40, your body has less free testosterone, and that can make it harder to stay in shape. That's why I started taking Nugenix Total T. It's made a huge difference. Oh, I've seen that on TV. Is it for real? For sure. It's the #1 doctor-recommended testosterone booster. It boosts free and total testosterone levels to help you get back the drive and energy from your youth. My wife, my boss, my kids, everyone has noticed a change in me. Do they still give out complimentary bottles for people to try for themselves? Yes, just send them a text.
Guys, text HEFTY to 321-321 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T. Nugenix is the #1 selling testosterone brand at GNC and Walmart. Plus, text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo, our most powerful fat incinerator ever, to help you get back in shape fast, absolutely free. Text HEFTY to 321-321. That's HEFTY to 321-321.
Life's better with an auto policy from American Family Insurance. No matter what dreams you're driving towards. That's because our expert agents will make you feel totally protected with the right auto coverage at the right price. You'll also save up to 23% when you bundle auto with home. American Family Insurance. Get a quote, find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Visit amfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
It's Friday, and that means it's time to check in with GKB President Craig Karmazin.
I'm like part of the overall home office team that was fortunate enough to be invited to the party. So I'm attending. I've already RSVP'd, so I will be there.
Fridays with Mo.
I've never been somewhere before there was musical.
For what it's worth,
Charlotte Airport, which has some great sleeping pods.
Is there a prophylactic rubber in there?
No, there is not.
Craig Karmazin on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
It's our weekly chats with Craig Karmazin. Catch him Sunday Karma. 10 a.m. most Sundays right here on 94.5 ESPN. Craig, are you going to attend every Bucks home playoff game?
No.
Why? That's not very onerous.
Because I sometimes have travel that I've been committed to and things that I have to do, and so I would hope to be at all the games. Right now, game 1 is going to work out as I'm just barely getting back from Chicago from a little dance convention. And game 2 right now, I'm in LA, and I'm trying to work my flight and change it to get back in time. And so I'm scheduled to get back, but if my flight's delayed, then I won't be there.
So how do you handle the tickets, Craig? Do you have a list of okay, I'm not going, so they get first dibs, they get second dibs?
Because Chewy's been talking all morning about going to these games.
Nah, I don't. I love my TV.
Craig knows better.
How does that work for you?
So I have a list of people who are potential go with me, and then potential if I can't go. So that's also part of the thing. And then I have people who you need to ask ahead of time, and then there's people you could ask an hour and a half before. So I have all my different lists and all different plans based on the different scenarios.
Oh, okay.
And then once a year at least, and this may seem wasteful. I know we don't like waste. Well, once a year I usually do go by myself.
Why is that?
I just sometimes you're in that mood where you just want to focus on the game and you don't want to talk at all. And I don't know. I just once a year I just tend to go by myself. And I know it's very wasteful and someone missed out on an opportunity, but just how it works out.
What level of the playoffs do they have to be where you consider canceling your travel plans?
So I think it depends what level travel plans, but I think once you get into conference finals, I would say even in the second round, travel plans get moved around, but I wouldn't, it'd be tough to miss a, Eastern Conference Finals or NBA Finals game.
Yeah, so game 1 of the NBA Finals, you're canceling, you're supposed to fly to New York, you're canceling the flight to New York.
Yeah, but daughter has a dance competition, going to the dance competition, hopefully trying to pop in and, even if I miss, a few minutes of action, I'm trying to do it, but would still pick her thing over the whatever Bucks thing it was.
All right,
okay, so the priority list, just so I have this clear, is things going on in your daughter's life.
So Bella Via, if you're ranking my teams, the number 1 team would be the Bella Via dance team.
Okay.
Pre-teens.
Yeah.
Those would be number 1, then the Bucks would be number 2.
The Bucks are number 2, and so it seems like Good Karma Brands will be number 2 unless the Bucks are in a conference finals or NBA finals. But because Good Karma Brands is a sports marketing company, everybody understands.
Right. Well, I'm saying we are partners with the Bucks. Good Karma Brands is partnered with the Bucks. So being at the Bucks game, not only is Milwaukee the market where we have our most assets, this station, 101.7 The Truth, WTMJ, but we have the Milwaukee Bucks, right? So if I'm at a Bucks game, that is a company-related thing. So, it's rare. There's a few things on my calendar right now where if a Bucks game ends up there, it's going to be tough. It would be tough to reschedule.
So, Craig, when I met you 20-plus years ago, you were a diehard Jets fan. With that being said, I'm sure you're still a fan. I don't know if it's diehard, but are you pulling for the Jets to get the better deal here, or are you pulling for the Packers to get the better deal here?
Well, I definitely want the Jets to get the better deal not because I grew up a Jets fan, but because Good Karma has the Jets. We are the Jets, the home of New York Jets football on 98.7 FM ESPN New York. So it's always about
the wallet.
It's always about
the wallet. No, just say the wallet, Craig, because last year we were the radio station for the Packers, right?
Yeah.
So bring it back one more year.
Of course it's about the wallet.
Yes.
Of course it's
I just
about the
want
wallet.
you to admit it.
No, of course it is, but it's beyond the wallet. We have 500 people in the company who dedicated their lives to our company. So you think I'm going to root for a team because I happen to live here or something. That would be
hold on.
absolutely ridiculous as a reason to root for a team.
You have
the reason to root for a team is because it influences the people you care about,
Yeah,
which is
you
our
have
company.
you have 500 employees, but you have 2 former Hall of Fame Packers that work for your station. Where's the loyalty there?
First of all, they're called teammates, and second of all, you and Tausch want the Packers to lose also because you want your years to be the glory years. So you don't want the Packers to win anyway. You act like you want them to win, but deep down you want them to lose because you want to be more relevant. So
I said that to you 13 years ago, and I changed my mind.
The more relevant you are, the worse they are.
Which ipso facto is the wallet.
You're too close to Craig.
He's easy to
call
him.
you.
I love when I catch him not being honest. Because he loved the Cleveland Browns for a while until they stunk. That was his
This is
before ESPN New York. This is before ESPN LA.
So Craig loves the Rams. He loves the Browns.
That's a fair weather fan.
So my favorite team in the NFL is the Chicago Bears. They are number one.
Yeah, there you go.
My second favorite team is the Rams. My third is the Browns, and my fourth is the Jets.
Last I checked, Tommy Waddle is not in the Bears Hall of Fame, okay? And Yurko played for the Packers. So your thinking is very flawed.
We have the rights to the Bears, and, we invested so many dollars in the Bears. Our future this year, if my daughter can eat, this dinner on Tuesday night is much more correlated to if we do a good job selling advertising in the Chicago Bears. So Bears 1, it is Bears 1, Rams 2, Browns 3, and then Jets 4.
What about Jen, Gabe, and Chewy? You own the rights to Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
I know, and it's very important also.
It's not even in the top 5. Not in the top 5.
He is the
not in the NFL. I mean, remember, and the NBA is the tricky one because while I have money invested to be a limited partner in the Milwaukee Bucks,
the NBA is not the tricky one.
We have invested a lot more. We've invested a lot more in the Los Angeles Lakers than the Bucks.
Yeah, we have.
Heard it here first.
Yes, we have as a company. I'm guessing you personally have invested more into the Milwaukee Bucks, so therefore they're number one.
Yes, the Bucks are number one, but I wouldn't mind 7 games if the Bucks and Lakers played.
Craig, are you going to dress differently on Sunday now that we are on camera and video streaming all of our shows on ESPN Milwaukee?
Actually, our show's off on Sunday, but I will be more aware of
Typically on a regular Sunday. How about that? Any Sunday that you happen to be doing the show.
Yes, I will be more aware of my schlumpiness. I don't think I'll dress nicer, but I think I'll be more likely to wash my face. I don't typically wash my face on a Sunday morning. I typically forget. So I will wash my face, and I will try to be a little more kempt.
You can't dress any worse.
Yeah, I know.
Some of your outfits, Craig, I'm sorry, but they were highly questionable. It's like he was a test pilot for something. Let me try these nasty shoes out, see if people like them. You got me onto those APLs, which are the worst shoe ever made. I don't know if you still buy them. I don't even know if the company is still around.
Someone explain, please.
Are they a sponsor?
I don't know what APL is.
No.
Craig, what are they?
I don't know. It's some shoe that
APL
that got
Apple.
Me, so then,
APL shoes, Athletic Propulsion Labs.
Yes.
They're good shoes. I don't think I have any right now, but
not for
really
athletes.
Good.
Nobody does.
Not for athletes.
Not for athletes, Craig.
Yeah, I know. What's the most athletic thing you do? You lift stuff. I mean, come on.
Well, what do you always call me? Meathead? Meathead?
Yeah, I mean,
there it is. I just pulled the play right there.
It's not like you're running. It's not like you're running and jumping. It's not like you need performance.
I jump over puddles. No, I don't jump.
When's the last time you jumped?
On purpose?
Yes.
Why would you jump on accident?
Yeah, I'm not quite sure how many people jump on accident, but
I don't know.
I know I did this morning with my trainer. I was jumping over things.
I think I got surprised by a squirrel, outside. And it spooked me, so I jumped. I don't know.
By the way, the one thing I will say, I've come around all these years. There's only one position the Packers should be drafting this year.
Okay.
What's that?
Not even close. A tight end.
Oh, thank you.
I mean, it is not even close.
Not the first pick, though.
That is the biggest need. That could be the biggest difference maker on this team. when you think about this offense, when you think about what they have, when you think about what they need and what they've been lacking for years and years, and Tunyon had all those touchdowns the one year, but if they actually had an athletic tight end, especially with a first-year starting quarterback, if it's not Aaron, who I think should still be their quarterback, I'm on team Aaron Rodgers as the starter for this year. If it's not Aaron Rodgers, I think they absolutely, and even with Aaron Rodgers, he'd take an athletic tight end. That is absolutely who they need to target as the number one athletic offensive weapon this year.
Craig, it's over. He's not here anymore. All right, you just need to accept it and move on. He's gone.
Matt LaFleur would take him back.
Oh, of course he would.
Yeah, of course he would. But Aaron Rodgers doesn't want to come back. That's the most important thing in the entire equation.
He doesn't want it, but he'd go back.
No, he would not.
So what happens?
You know who looks
Goody,
like
what happens if Goody comes back tomorrow and says we tested the market and Aaron wanted to go. We were looking at trading him because we thought we think Jordan's ready, but Aaron's an MVP level quarterback and the market just wasn't there at a fair value. And so as of right now, we're going to bring Aaron in and he's going to have every opportunity to compete to be the starting quarterback for this team.
You know who looks like a young me? I've got CBS mock draft up. Brady Quinn. I had to do a double take. No, really.
What?
Craig?
You thought?
You think?
You had to do a double take? You thought you were somehow moonlighting in your sleep, writing draft pieces for CBS Sports?
It freaked me out.
So it looks like you
I was thinking he was going to say some young tight end or something.
Yeah, I thought.
No, look at me when I was younger and look at Brady Quinn now.
Go to
our Twitter, everyone. I'll put it up there.
They're both super good-looking dudes.
Yep.
Chewy weighed 100 pounds more than him.
Correct. Put it on the poll. Does Brady Quinn look like a young Mark Chmura?
Can you get rid of him? He's been on long enough.
All right, Craig. The large man is telling me I have to let you go. So we'll talk to you next week.
Bye, buddy.
Bucks and 6. And by the way, every time you say Bucks and 6, it is from the Wisconsin Sports Awards, where that was echoed. I heard you guys talking about it. And Chewy, Bucks and 6 will live on for eternity.
No,
Bucks and 6.
Right? Hey, Bucks and 6 is the same as Go Pack Go, right?
We'll save it for next week.
You
no,
could
it's
be in
not.
another
It's the same as the
continent.
Lambeau
You could be
Leap.
anywhere. No, you could be anywhere, Chewy. I've been on different continents, and I just see someone, and I just say, hey, Bucks and 6. And it is a universal language that is shared amongst those who understand the culture of.
You want to know what the rub is with me on that, Craig? And it goes back to the Sports Awards.
Oh no! What was it?
It's when Brandon Jennings said he didn't know Jermichael Finley, and I'm like, how can't you know Jermichael Finley? You're out.
Once someone was an anti-tight endist that set them on the outs with you forever.
She was like, how dare you? Only I can rip Jermichael Finley.
Yes, exactly. Now you know.
All right, Dr. Chimera.
All right, Craig, Bucks and 6.
Jermichael Finley still says he's coming back to play, and
I hope so.
Dr. Chimera is wrong. Bucks and 6, Gabe.
X-Golf at American Family Field, your go-to year-round indoor golf destination. 7 simulators, PGA Pro-led training, HD TVs, full bar and restaurant, and ballpark backdrop makes X-Golf at American Family Field the perfect place to get together for a happy hour, night out, a viewing party or celebration, not to mention work on your game during lunch. X-Golf at American Family Field has great lunchtime specials. And look, I understand the weather's nice, you want to get out, but sometimes it's just nice to be able to sneak in an hour's worth of swings, still have a great lunch, and that's what you can do at X-Golf American Family Field. Visit their website, xgolfamfamfield.com, to book and learn more.
Jen, Gabe, and Chewy continues next on 94.5 ESPN.
Is your business looking for localized banking solutions? Fifth Third Bank has been looking forward to the future and helping businesses shape what's next for 165 years. And for the last 14 here in Milwaukee, they offer industry-specific expertise, local decision-making capabilities, and extensive experience to help your business succeed. Fifth Third is big enough to provide sophisticated solutions and expert guidance, but also empowered to make local decisions and work from a foundation of strong community connections. Commercial banking value only Fifth Third can deliver. Fifth Third Bank, National Association, custom solutions built around your goals. Member FDIC.
At Lowe's, we're always bringing pros more ways to save on the brands you trust. Right now, buy a DeWalt 20-volt Power Stack Max 2-pack battery for $199. Get a select DeWalt Bear Tool free with savings starting at $139. Plus, you'll always save big on job lot quantities when buying select building supplies in bulk. Because Lowe's knows savings, Lowe's knows pros. Selection varies by location. While supplies last, Lowe's reserves the right to limit quantities. Discount taken at time of purchase. Battery and charger not included with free items. Valid for 5-3.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone, America's #1 brakes destination. We have the pads, rotors, drums, shoes, and brake fluids to improve your stopping power. Right now, save 15% when you get any 2 Duralast rotors with a set of Duralast brake pads. Missing a tool? Ask about our free Loan-A-Tool program and borrow the tools you need to get the job done.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Claim based on data from the MPD Group 2021. Deposit required for Loan-A-Tool.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-484-5131 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-484-5131. That's 800-484-5131. What do you have to lose? Call 800-484-5131. Again, 800-484-5131.
It's the final days of the Spring Yard Prep event at Fleet Farm. Find great deals on everything you need to bring your yard back to life. Choose from top brands like Husqvarna and Miracle-Gro as you get your yard ready with lawn care equipment and fertilizers. And don't miss this special deal. When you buy 3 bags of Scott's Triple Shred Mulch, you get 3 free. Hurry in during the final days of the Spring Yard Prep event at Fleet Farm. This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
Jen, has college football gotten a little sleazy where you can recruit
a little?
No, I'm saying from the standpoint, it used to be. That was good.
On 94.5 ESPN.
All right, it's up. It's a picture of a young Mark Chmura and Brady Quinn, who I had no idea played for the Seahawks at some point in his career.
What's your vote?
I said yes.
Ashy?
I also say yes.
Yeah.
I'll hit it.
Chewy was right? Holy Chewy was
So you've
right.
never done that, like walking in the airport or walking at the fair and going, that guy looks kind of like me.
No.
Like, you don't know what you look like sometimes?
Excuse me?
Yeah, sometimes.
I mean, I kind of...
Nah.
Can you what?
I don't know. It's like sometimes you hear your voice and like, that's not me.
That is
And it
different.
actually is. No, I think a lot of times you don't know what you look like.
What, like you look in the mirror and you're like, well, no, that's not me?
Sometimes. Or you
like
see a picture. Or you see a
disappointed
picture and
or-
you're like, that ain't me. And it's you. I think sometimes, trust me on this one.
You should have left it at the Brady Quinn thing, I think. You were spot on there.
I'm telling you, sometimes it's pictures and I'm like, that is not me. And it's like, yes, it is. And you're like, I guess it is.
Like, maybe as a kid. Like, are you talking about as an adult?
Yeah. No?
I mean, I'll let you know if that ever happens.
I think this is a weird phenomenon that only you deal with.
I mean, you guys thinking I'm weird is kind of like over the top.
I
I think I just say what people think sometimes.
I agree with that. You do.
Most of the time. This one...
This one's weird.
No?
I'm not sure. Yeah, this one you've lost me on. I can usually get behind 89% of what you say. But
89 your program, number 1 in your heart, baby.
800-990-3776. We need some contestants to play Bucks Trivia. It's your chance to win some Fear the Deer gear before we get to the postseason, which starts on Sunday for the Bucks. Bucks Trivia, 800-990-3776. Next.
More Jen, Gabe, and Chewy coming up on 94.5 ESPN.
We do have a pretty good ride shaping up for the most part, but we do have a disabled vehicle on northbound 41 right about at North Avenue. It's off on the right shoulder, but it's enough to cause a delay pretty much all the way back to the zoo interchange, so give yourself that extra time. Eastbound 94 slowing down around 76th Street, starts to let up at Hawley, only to slow down again right through the stadium interchange. And the westbound side is going to be a bit backed up from about 25th Street through the stadium interchange as well. Traffic is brought to you by the Milwaukee Bucks. Keep up with all the Bucks postseason action at bucks.com/playoffs. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast today, mostly sunny, a high of 73 at the lakefront, 82 inland. Tonight, mostly clear with a low of 53. Weather is brought to you by WM, the leading provider of comprehensive waste management services in North America. Learn about career opportunities in Wisconsin by visiting careers.wm.com. For the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazagon, 94.5 ESPN.
This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy, sponsored by Ridgetop Exteriors on 94.5 ESPN.
There's only one place in Milwaukee where every day of the year, dreams and reality get together for a great time. Where you can walk in a player and walk out a winner. That place, Potawatomi Casino Hotel. With fantastic dining, gaming, sports betting, a luxurious hotel, and endless ways to win, the excitement never stops. The only thing missing is you. Your win is waiting, only at Potawatomi Casino Hotel. Visit our website to learn more. Must be 21 to enter casino.
It's our lowest prices of the season at Blaine's Farm and Fleet. Right now, shop unbeatable deals on the things you need for spring. Like $20 off 40-pound bags of Estate Sun to Shade Lawn Seed Mix. 36-pound bags of Estate Crabgrass Preventer, just $27.99. Rewards members get a free $10 Farm and Fleet gift card with $80 spent on Estate Fertilizer. And 40-pound bags of Blaine's brand wild bird food, just $15.99. Shop our new Blaine's Farm and Fleet store in Grafton, located at 1771 Wisconsin Avenue.
The last of four in San Diego on Sunday afternoon.
This ball is up, and this ball is gone. Rowdy Tellez inside the foul pole down the right field line.
The Brewers take on the Padres.
Backtrack, turning around, wall. See you later. Willie Adames deep to the deepest part of this ballpark.
Our coverage on 94.5 ESPN and the Brewers Radio Network starts Sunday at 2:35. And stick around for Brewers extra innings following the game.
Homer here. You're listening to 94.5 ESPN, WKTI, and WKTI HD, Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station.
Showtime. The right way to start your day. This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
I look at this as going through like a safe room or a puzzle. That's why I love having you up there, and the stuff you give me I put into the computer just through my experiences, and then I try to put it all together.
Do we think now is really the right time to be starting a puzzle?
Yeah, I'm great at puzzles.
You're a born puzzler, Winston. Sure. But don't you agree that sometimes when you start puzzles, you get a little bit weird and, I don't know, intense? You spend a lot of time humming. Also spend a lot of time naked.
This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
Now, what Charles said yesterday was great when he alluded to the fact that the Jets aren't panicking, which I took that piece of the puzzle and put the San Francisco is now in the mix. Now I think that was a bunch of garbage.
Hey, Sweet, what do you think it's going to look like?
What do I think it's going to look like?
Yeah, the puzzle.
Winston, it's on the box. The picture's on the box. It's a Japanese garden.
Calm down. What is your problem?
This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy, broadcasting live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studios at the Avenue with Gabe Neitzel and Mark Chamara. Here's Jen Latta.
She wants to ride it, she's trying to hide it. I'm cool as ever, she's too excited. Her man look like he wanna fight.
Early results on the polls, Chew, say you don't look like Brady Quinn.
Well, Ashton puts up the dorkiest picture I've maybe ever taken.
Oh,
idiot.
Bummer. Oh, shoot. I can't believe I did. Why would I do that? Oh, no.
What a crazy random happenstance.
Wow, that's so weird. It's the first picture I thought of. So strange.
All right. Payback.
Payback for what?
You'll find out.
I love that lingering tension.
Don't look
in
at
the
my
air.
personal calendar. I don't trust you.
We have some.
Well,
Bucks.
we know it's empty from like 6 o'clock on. I know that much.
It's a pretty good burn. Doesn't get a ding for that?
It hurt.
Got a little deep there. We have been all week long and even into next week through next Thursday. We are going to be giving away some Bucks postseason gear, some Fear the Deer T-shirts that the Bucks have given us. All you have to do is answer a Bucks trivia question when it's your turn to do so. So we've got a few callers lined up. First person to get one correct will win today's Bucks postseason T-shirts. And the first one up is Braden in Milwaukee. Braden, how confident are you in your Bucks trivia knowledge?
I don't know. It depends on the question. If I get it right, 100%. But if I get it wrong,
Good answer.
All right, Braden, your question. Which current Buck joined the team in a trade that involved Brandon Jennings? Which current Buck joined the team in the trade that sent...
Jake Ryder.
That's
Bobby Portis?
It's Chris Middleton.
Come on.
Brandon Jennings was traded to the Detroit Pistons. Chris Middleton was part of the trade back for Brandon Jennings.
That's a hell of a trade, then.
Yeah.
Right?
And he was the throw-in.
He was the throw-in.
He was the throw-in?
He was the throw-in.
Chewy learned breaking news.
Brandon Knight was the big piece that the Bucks got back. Chris Middleton was the throw-in. He was a rookie second-round pick out of Texas A&M and just continued to grow and grow and grow. And
who was the big piece of the trade to the Bucks?
Brandon Knight.
Oh, out of Iowa.
Nope.
Nope, not even close.
Why would you say out of Iowa?
What are you, Brian
Like,
Bulaga?
what gave you the confidence to go,
I don't know.
I know where this guy went to college, and then you step up and go, he went to Iowa.
Do you have another guess? Just out of curiosity now.
Brandon, he didn't go?
Think blue blood.
Duke.
The bluest of bloods, minus Duke.
Kentucky.
There you go.
I think it was Iowa.
All right.
All right.
Transfer.
There was
That's
a
fine.
Knight that went to Iowa.
I'm sure there was.
I'm sure
Several,
at some point in
probably.
time there was. He was probably a football player.
Yes.
And that's what you're thinking of.
Okay.
We go to Jack in Glendale. Jack, how confident are you in your Bucks trivia knowledge?
Pretty confident.
All right. So what year were the Bucks founded?
Oh, wow.
1968.
1968 is the correct answer.
Wow.
Congratulations to Jack. He just won himself some Fear the Deer gear.
Dumb question?
Yeah.
Where'd they come from?
They were an expansion franchise.
Ah, they were.
Mm-hmm. They didn't move here. Like the Brewers used to be the Seattle Pilots for a year before they came here.
I see
Bucks were in
baseball is kicking around expansion. Is
Yeah.
that, should they, or is that going to
don't know.
dilute the talent?
Yeah.
I mean, that's the
every time you
biggest
do
fear. It dilutes.
It dilutes the talent. Certainly does.
Could the NFL expand?
They could, but I think they really like how everything kind of fits in neatly with 32 teams.
Yeah, but you're talking billions. I mean, you look what Washington just went for.
Yep.
Evaluated, I think you said at 5.4 and went for 6.
They were evaluated at 5.6.
5.6 and went
And
for
went
6.
Because Fertitta, who is the owner of the Rockets, said that he put in a bid for 5.6 because that's what they're evaluated at. Didn't want to pay a penny more. And then obviously people.
You
came
don't
in
think they could
over
add
6.
2 more teams?
No,
Without
could
diluting
they?
the talent too much.
No, it's going to dilute the talent.
Too much?
No, but I think part of also being an owner is that it's an exclusive club. I don't know if those owners want to open it up to 2 more people.
I know, but Goodell is all about cash.
Sure.
1,000% about cash. And if you add 2 more markets, that's bringing billions of dollars.
But also, especially since they're already at 32, I think part of the strategy to keep franchises in line is having available markets that are available to take your team.
Oh, just in case.
Yeah. So you can always threaten, like, I'm going to pull one out. Houston is not in danger of moving.
Yes.
But let's say, like, Houston doesn't want to pony up for a new stadium. They'll be like, well...
Back to St. Louis or something?
I mean, St. Louis, you see what they're doing with the XFL. They'd love to have a team again. You know, St. Louis would be willing to build them a new stadium. So I think having available markets, it's like in the NBA. Seattle is always that market. You know, like when the Bucks were being sold a decade ago at this point, but when the Bucks were going through the process of being sold, everyone was scared that whoever was going to buy them was just going to automatically move them to Seattle, which is why Herb Cole did.
Well, let me ask you this, because all the other sports leagues have done this. Why isn't the NFL tapping into Canada? I mean, you have baseball. You
Yeah.
obviously have hockey.
Mhm.
You mean to tell me that Toronto
So here's
couldn't put a team together and sell out a stadium?
Here's my question with that, though, because they have the CFL, which is obviously different, and they even play different seasons. But is there maybe some gentleman's agreement like, hey, we'll come here for exhibitions or maybe a regular season game and preseason games, but we're never going to have an NFL team there? I wonder.
Toronto is probably too close to Buffalo, where Buffalo says no because they played a couple of home games.
No, I know.
In Toronto.
We played in Toronto.
Yeah.
That was the famous. I stayed in my room, and Frankie and Brett didn't.
But I think it's probably too close where the Bills would say no, you can't do that because we're too close. Like, we don't
Montreal?
wanna- yeah, maybe. Vancouver, I don't know.
I just wonder why, though. Why they never tapped into that market. I don't know about gentlemen's agreement. Or do Canadians really not care about football?
Well, no, I don't think
I
it's-
know hockey's their sport.
Yes.
Hockey is their sport, but I would think football would be secondary.
I don't know. I don't know enough about Canadians because, I mean, there used to be 2 baseball teams. Now there's just the one. There used to be 2 NBA teams. Now there's just the one. You know, like they've tried to go into that market, and a couple of teams. I mean, the Expos were around for a very long time.
Yes.
Before they eventually moved, but yeah, I don't know why the NFL hasn't. I guess I've always assumed if the NFL expands, there's always the rumors of potentially a London franchise since they play over there so much. I think that would make travel
I just don't
kinda
know
difficult.
how that would work.
So, according to a study by the Angus Reid Institute, which sounds reputable, I have no idea, hockey is watched by over 36% of all Canadians. That's entire country, 36%.
Such a high number.
The NFL is second with 20%.
Okay.
Baseball right behind it, 19%. That's
Really?
the top 3.
Maybe they don't love football.
So, I mean, it's a big gap. The 16% is a huge gap. We're talking about, obviously, the entire country. So I'm not sure. I think it's interesting. I don't know if that's not a market I would think the NFL is like crazy to try and enter either.
No,
Yeah, that's true. Didn't the Packers played up there? Wasn't there some drama or something was going on?
The field.
Yeah.
Oh, it was the field, but it
Winnipeg.
didn't even sell out. I mean, I know it was a preseason game, but it wasn't even close to being sold out.
Correct.
Huh.
Yeah, they've had a lot of success, obviously, in London, which has led the speculation there. They've had games down in Mexico City, where I think they would maybe think about expanding to Mexico maybe before Canada.
Really? Very interesting. Well, once we can teleport, I think then you'll see a team in.
I agree with you on that.
Then London.
Yeah, let me hit that real quick.
Chewy was right? Holy Chewy was right.
Is he mocking me?
Not me? No, I would never do that.
You don't think we're ever going to be able to teleport? I mean, give me a break.
No, I don't.
Why?
Why would you think you could? Like physics? I don't know. Just like
tell you
basic
what.
science?
I'll put this on the
We're
poll.
probably 70 years
I'll put it on the
away.
poll right now.
We're probably 70 years away from Terminator really happening.
Well,
Which
which
one?
That I will buy into because have you seen what that Boston Dynamics company has done with all those robots? Those robots are terrifying.
I know.
Bring
the
it on.
robot
Bring it on.
revolution is real.
Bring it
And
on.
what happened in like Terminator 3, where the guy goes to metal form and he can go there?
Spoiler alert.
Okay. I'm talking more about the robots,
This is great.
rising up instead of them, being able
Yeah.
to teleport and travel. Like, you think time travel's ever going to be a thing?
Yes. If you go backwards on the Earth.
Wait, so you're like Superman? You're going to reverse
tell
the
you what.
spin of the Earth, and that's how you're going to go back in time?
All I'm taking away from this show is at least the refrigerator has started rocking. Okay? The fact that you said, yes, computers are going to take over mankind, I will take that for
Hold on.
today.
Can we back up for like 5? What the hell does that mean the refrigerator started rocking?
Before I push it over.
Yeah.
So a year from now, Gabe's going to be
Why are you
like,
pushing over it?
I can see your point.
How you think that time travel and teleportation are going to be a thing, and yet dinosaurs are fictitious.
Yeah, that's a great
All
point.
right, let me ask you another
I
question.
don't understand.
It's on the poll now.
Hold
Will
on.
teleportation be real?
Hold on. In your lifetime, do you think man will ever make it to Mars?
Yes.
Oh, yes.
Guaranteed.
Yes.
Guaranteed.
All
I
right.
bet my life on that.
Rocking a little more.
No, going
Yes.
to Mars and teleportation are two completely different things.
One has basically already happened.
Yeah. You
Not
just
te-
made my point for me.
But it's not teleportation's not the one that's already happened.
We're talking 70 years. Look at 70 years ago. which would be what, 50s?
Yeah.
The technology, how it's grown and what we can do now.
Space race. TVs, microwaves.
I mean, you can literally have a prosthetic thing put on your hand and have your mind control the movement of the fingers. You guys are
I'm missing out here. Go ahead, continue.
You've never seen that?
Yes, I have, but like...
You guys are like...
Hold on. We said, A, that we believe in robots just differently than you. We said, B, we believe in going to Mars differently than you. The only thing we haven't actually agreed on in some sense...
Teleportation.
...is the idiocy of teleportation.
100 years from now?
Well, now you're moving the goalpost, 70 to 100.
No, it doesn't matter. 70, 100 years, teleportation is not going to be a thing.
Do you ever think George Washington would ever think there would be a
Airplanes?
big metal box or capsule flying through the air? Gabe, answer the question.
I mean, he's right. He's right on
no.
that. He's right. Like, George Washington probably never thought that flight was going to be a thing, but like...
George Washington probably didn't think a lot of things.
Yeah, I mean, George Washington also had...
That was
George
only
Washington,
like 250 years ago, Ashton.
Only?
You guys gotta... I don't know. Expand your mind a little bit.
No, I have. I've thought about it. I understand.
Okay.
I just think we're limited by, physics.
I don't know
Common
about
sense.
that. I mean, we're mostly water.
We're
mostly water, Gabe.
Yeah,
That's not... What is that?
What does that have to do with anything?
I don't know. I'm grasping.
I'm so happy everyone that can now watch on Twitter and YouTube and
I
Facebook
still think
and
within
WisconsinOnDemand.com.
70 years, Gabe, we will be able to get to London in 45 minutes. Will you meet me there?
You could just do that on a flight.
Not 45 minutes.
Well, okay.
Do I think that they're going to find easier ways or like a faster way?
Yes.
Sure.
So then you could have an NFL team in London. That's
Yes.
all I'm
But
trying to get at.
Teleportation is not going to be the
Let me
answer.
ask you
in your
different.
lifetime.
Teleportation is not going to happen in my
You're
lifetime.
crazy.
I love how he started at expansion of sports franchises and ended at teleportation. That is something you can only get on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
Sounds about right, though.
What's the name of the podcast?
I haven't decided yet. So far,
Chewy's nuts.
so far I've got the robot revolution is real. That's so far what I've got for this hour. We're only 15 minutes in.
The robot revolution is real.
It's crazy.
I'm terrified of what they're doing at Boston Dynamics and believe they should be shut down.
Bring it on.
No, I'm terrified of that. We do want to tell you about our friends at Ewald Automotive because since 1964, Ewald Automotive has been on a journey to make car buying easier for your family. So if you want an easy experience, head to Ewald's 59th anniversary sale. Ewald guarantees the lowest price and includes their exclusive 20-year to 1,000-mile warranty on new vehicles. Plus, with live market pricing, you'll never overpay for a used car. Great selection with new cars. Great selection for used cars. Shop over 1,000 vehicles. It's Ewald's anniversary sale is going on now through the end of the month, and it always starts at ewaldauto.com.
Jen, Gabe, and Chewy are back after this on 94.5 ESPN.
A little bit of a backup along 41 northbound right now, starting at about Wisconsin Avenue up past Swan Boulevard. Not too bad on 41. It's a little bit backed up right there. Eastbound 94 from about 68th Street all the way through the Stadium Interchange. You're going to see on and off the brakes. You'll let up right around 35th Street. The westbound side just leaving the Stadium Interchange where you're seeing some of a heavier ride. Southbound 43 has been looking pretty quiet all morning. Traffic is brought to you by Fisco Auto Body. Call Fisco Auto Body to help with all body repair needs. Fisco, Fisco, Fisco. And check out the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast today. Mostly sunny, a high of 73 at the lakefront, 82 inland. Tonight, mostly clear, a low of 53. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
The NBA postseason is here.
And to Mitchell. Pow! With the right hand. Donovan Mitchell with a thunderous dunk.
On Saturday night, the Cavs open up their first-round series with the Knicks in Cleveland.
Darren heads toward the basket. Now it goes left corner for Brunson from three. He's got it!
Catch tip-off right here on 94.5 ESPN at 5 o'clock Saturday. The NBA on ESPN Milwaukee is sponsored by Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
The only thing that tops our selection is your savings discount liquor.
Take me out to the ball game, roll out the barrel, and get up, get out of here, gone. There's nothing like Milwaukee baseball. The Brew Crew is back, and we're here to help you turn your tailgate or game viewing experience into a grand slam. Hi, this is Marie from Discount Liquor, where since 1960 we have provided the best selection and the lowest prices. We stock literally thousands of varieties of beer, liquor, wine, and mixers. Over 15,000 actually. But who's counting? The point is, you want it, odds are we have it. Combine our incredible selection and everyday low prices with our 2 convenient locations, and you've got your one-stop shop for game day. Discount Liquor in Milwaukee on 51st in Oklahoma, only 10 minutes from AmFam Field, and in downtown Waukesha on Barstow and Maine.
Discount Liquor.
Here in Wisconsin, one name is synonymous with fantastic frozen pizza, Palermo's. For almost 60 years, Palermo's has focused on feeding Wisconsin families. And though Palermo's has grown a lot since 1964, they're still family-owned. They're still proud to call Milwaukee home. And they're still committed to making the best frozen pizza possible. From their new and improved rising crust pizzas to their guilt-free Primo thin pies, Palermo's has a delicious slice for every appetite. Find Palermo's in your local grocer's freezer food aisle. Palermo's. Flavor is our family's business.
All Brewers games are on sale now, including a marquee weekend matchup versus the Red Sox April 21st through the 23rd. Get the one-of-a-kind Yelly Tumbler Gate giveaway on Saturday, presented by American Family Insurance, and treat your crew to Brewers family fun on Sunday with special activities for kids, including Brewers player autographs and a chance to run the bases. Get your seats now at brewers.com.
With a local Milwaukee team, Fifth Third Bank knows what success looks like. They've been serving businesses and individuals in the area for nearly 15 years, including a long-standing commitment to the healthcare industry. From expansion to technology to reducing the risk of fraud, Fifth Third offers a full suite of financial services and solutions across the healthcare spectrum to meet the complex moments you're navigating. Fifth Third Bank, National Association, custom solutions built around your goals, member FDIC.
This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
How much will Angie let you grow a beard?
I would say for 3 months I have to keep a beard if I lose.
Okay, and Angie would allow you to have a beard for 3 months.
She doesn't run my life. Drop that.
Yeah,
On 94.5 ESPN.
I let it go, 'cause I won't see you later when we're not allowed to talk it out. I said I'd go, put myself on the show, but I'm still trying to figure it out. I brought my shoe, take the plan on you, but you didn't know I planned it out. I said I'd go, yeah, I won't see you later when we're not allowed to figure it
out. All right, so quick return on the will teleportation be a real thing in our lifetime? So far, we've gotten the LeBron exasperated gif. We have the facepalm emoji. And Jerry 49559323. We are all wrong. Chewy has it right. LMAO. And then he has a YouTube clip to the Wonka vision from Willy Wonka where, he almost kills a kid with the whole teleportation thing.
Yes, all right. How far away are we from flying cars? Like the Jetsons?
I think we're closer to that than teleportation.
Well, that's fine.
We already have flying planes. I'm sure. Oh, never mind.
That'd be really cool, though.
I think we are further away from that because I feel regulating flying cars would be very difficult.
Hell yeah. Have you ever seen Back to the Future?
We already have a hard enough time regulating the idiots that drive every morning, like the one that decided it had to, really just cut me off to get into the left lane and then go on to the on-ramp to get on 43 out of River West at, 35 miles an hour. We've already got idiots like that. So trying to regulate that person's brain to somehow, manage a flying car when, there are more obstacles you're going to have to deal with, it seems difficult.
But Gabe, you would agree that we are probably 25, 30 years away from electric cars where we don't even have to pay attention. They'll just drive themselves, right? 30 years.
Maybe 30 years.
So the next step would be to fly.
Yeah, here's the scary part about that. That's part of the robot revolution that's real.
Yeah.
I'm a little weary of trusting everything, literally everything to a machine.
Yeah, what if
that's
the robot's
terrifying.
having a bad day,
Yeah. I don't know. Good question. Hit the eject button. I mean, growing up as a kid watching the Jetson, I thought we'd be in flying cars by now.
Do you think you'll ever be in a flying car in your lifetime?
No.
Okay.
No.
But you think you'll teleport?
No.
No, he's saying in 70 years. He knows he won't be able to teleport.
Maybe 100.
He thinks we'll be able to teleport.
I'm not.
You and me.
If I'm still around in 70 years, I'll be shocked.
100.
That's so long.
You're crazy. If you brought George Washington back, he'd go.
There are several things that George
What a
Washington would be.
thought.
Here's the thing, Chew. There are a lot of things that George Washington would be shocked by right now. I don't think cars is the top thing.
Planes?
Yeah, I don't think that's it either.
Well, I mean,
there's several other things I bet he'd be like.
They're cloning sheep now.
They were cloning sheep 25 years ago.
They can't find a better animal to clone.
Speaking of planes.
Thank you.
How much time do you usually give yourself to get to the airport?
3 hours.
Okay, that seems excessive. Because I feel, and honestly, I'm a little excited to be a part of this excursion today. Chewy has a flight that leaves in 96 minutes.
Yeah.
And I am taking him to the airport right after the show. We'll have enough time, right?
Plenty of time. It's more my wife than me. She steps into an airport and she loses it. She like her frequency's gone.
Just becomes
It's like
frazzled.
Frazzled to the nth degree. I am not a hurry up and wait guy.
Sure.
I like rolling right into the gate. Here we go. Let's not waste any time. Bada boom, bada bing. So, if say the flight leaves at 10, if I'm there,
if you didn't,
I don't have to eat or anything like that. TSA pre 9:15, we're good.
So that's typically, if you did not have the show today and you were just leaving from your house for a 10 a.m. flight,
yes,
you would try to arrive at the TSA gate by 9:15.
If I'm with my wife, it's probably more 10 till 9.
Okay.
But here's the thing. You fly Southwest in your A group.
Yeah.
I mean, if I had a seat assignment, shoot. Get me there at 9:30. Right?
Yeah, you got to make sure you get your.
But the fact
they're part
is,
of the
A
cattle
group,
call.
and I need the certain seat because I'm tall. That's what throws a little bit of a wrench in it. But we're fine. We're good. I mean, we kicked around. Ashton, could you do the last segment by yourself?
I mean, hypothetically.
No, you can't.
Why ask then if you're going to shut it down?
because
you lied.
No,
if you said no right off the bat, I would have let it go.
I could do a 5-minute segment.
You're on a kick of trying to like set people up to
Just
lie and
knock
then
them
call
down.
them out on the
Yes.
lie today. You did that with Craig earlier.
You
doing it
call
with
him
Ashton.
a liar.
You did it with Ashton
I
right
could
now.
do 5 minutes.
What would you talk about?
I don't know. Well, there's probably something I could think of.
So Mike in Oconomowoc just texted in 800-990-3776. Oh, hell no. I would be in a panic. LOL.
Really?
I am in a panic for you. And knowing that everything will be fine, I'm still in a little bit of a panic.
Where are you at?
For the Milwaukee airport, I feel, again, like this is going to be fine. The only time I was in a panic, I got there maybe an hour before my flight left, and it was Vegas a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
And I had to stop because I have to check the golf clubs, right? Like I'm not just walking to the airplane. I'm going out there with the golf clubs. And this is, flights are really starting to pick back up coming out of 2020. And the line just to check my bag was so long.
Oh, I got to carry on.
Yeah. So that was, and typically, even though it was like a super early flight, I'm like, what the hell is going on here? I'll give myself more at, coming home. So when I was in Vegas, I'll give myself more because you got to return the car. And I'm just not as familiar with how long it's going to take to get through their security, to get through their airport, to get to my gate. Where Milwaukee, like everything's right there. It's a big enough airport, but it's a small enough airport where you know how to navigate it, and it's not going to take long to get to where you need to go.
But Angie's first question when she dropped me off down here today, what kind of driver is Gabe? Because I thought it was 10:30. I thought it was 10:30.
You did.
And I'm like, plenty of time. So now she's like, oh, it's 10 o'clock. I'm like, I don't know if she was expecting me to panic or something. I'm like, we'll make.
We'll have you there we'll have you in front of between 9:15 and 9:20. We'll have you in front of the Southwest gate by 9:15, 9:20.
I'm not worried.
I'm glad you're not. I'm yeah.
Like seriously, how much time do
if
you
I
give
miss
yourself?
it, I'll be here Monday with you, and you can see my brightened, smiley face.
I'll be excited for that.
Wait. Or maybe I should ask this off the air. Are we trying? You want me to slow things down? You want me to miss the flight?
We got biz down there.
I mean, not that I want to like dive in front and take take one for you, especially, like, I don't know if I want to feel the wrath of Angie here, but
you know what? If it wasn't going to rain this weekend, because it's glorious here,
yeah,
I'd think about it, but it looks like caca.
Yeah, it's not great.
No.
So when do you leave, Ashton? How much time are you trying to give yourself?
Is going out of Milwaukee, I give myself I'm leaving my apartment 2+ hours in advance.
Question.
You live close to the airport.
I live right by it, like 5 minutes away.
Why?
Just in case.
In case what?
I don't know. Just in case. I'm a nervous person. Look, I am not a warrior. I'm a worrier.
Are you checking a bag?
No, almost never. I just get worried, man. I don't know. Like you never know what's going to happen on the way there. What if when I get there for some reason a bunch of flights are delayed, so there's a million people in. I don't know. It could be anything. That's why. And if I'm going to a hair, it's even worse. I just got to be early. I don't live on the edge when it comes to this stuff because I don't travel often enough to where I can feel like I live on the edge.
I feel that's true. The more you travel, and you took your first flight in 17 years last year?
No, but it wasn't 17 years. But I took two flights last year for 2 of my vacation days.
Where are you going?
I'm not going anywhere.
I thought he just said he was flying out.
No, this is when I was.
What he did last year.
Yeah, I went to I go Pittsburgh, whatever.
You went to Arizona because you got the sunburnt out of you.
Yes, I went to Arizona. I went to Pittsburgh, and both those times when I flew, I was probably there an hour and a half at least in advance.
And those were the first flights for you since. Did you take one in 2021?
I don't think so. 2017.
Probably not in
2017,
okay,
probably.
so for the first time in like 5 years.
Yeah, 2017 and 2018, probably.
I feel the more you fly. Like, Chewy and Jen are veteran flyers at this point. Like, they just rack up the miles with as much as Jen has to travel for College game day, as much as you're traveling to go to Florida and back. Like, that gives you the confidence to try to pull this stuff out. Not that Ashton would ever, achieve your level of confidence, but I feel the more you travel, the more you kind of understand the timeline that you have.
Yes. I mean, Jen has it down.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't toe the line as much as she toes it.
Some of the when she's talking about her flights back and how close she's cutting it because her interviews go long. Again, that's not in any of her control, but still, she's not panicking because, I mean, she did say I think she left like her rental car just sitting out in front of the airport one time.
Which
I respect it.
Which is great.
Which is I don't have that kind of confidence. I wish I had that kind of confidence, just like leave a rental car laying wherever. But
just at any point in life, I wish I had that.
All right, we need 2 contestants, 800-990-3776. It is time to see how much Mark Chmura remembers about the show this week. We need 2 contestants, callers 2, callers 4, 800-990-3776. It is time to play Week in Richu. Doesn't matter what age you are, low testosterone can be an issue with any guy. Mentality, local healthcare facility specifically dedicated to helping men feel and perform at their very best. The reason why this company started is because their founder and CEO, Kevin, was dealing with low testosterone, just didn't know it. Was trying to figure out why he was tired, groggy. Just didn't have the energy that he had to attack his day that he had just a year or 2 before. Turns out it was low testosterone. Wasn't getting the right answers from his doctors, so he was finally able to come up with this solution for you. And that's Mentality and their low testosterone treatments. It's easy. You go in, get a blood panel done. If your testosterone levels are low, they'll start a customized testosterone treatment just for you, just like they have for me. Go to lowtusa.com. Mentality allows treatment to fit into every guy's lifestyle. Learn more. lowtusa.com.
Full show podcasts, interviews, and special content is available right now at WisconsinOnDemand.com. This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy on 94.5 ESPN.
We've just got some backups now. Northbound on 41 from about Blue Mound up past Swan Boulevard, an extra minute or so onto your ride. The other heavy spot is going to be on 43 northbound from about Silver Spring up past Bender Road. On and off the brakes there, we're looking at 13 minutes to get from downtown to Brown Deer Road. That is going to be an extra couple minutes onto your normal ride. Traffic is brought to you by Evans Transportation in Brookfield, where they provide customized logistics solutions to keep you and your business moving forward. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast today, mostly sunny, a high of 73 at the lakefront, 82 inland. Tonight, mostly clear, a low of 53. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Weather is brought to you by Wisconsin Indoor Golf Center in Waukesha. Play Whistling Straits and other Pro Tour courses, whatever the weather is, in one of their 12 state-of-the-art simulators.
This Bucks team is something special. There's unbelievable, once-in-a-lifetime freakish talent like you've never seen before. The blocks, the dunks, the next-level energy, and a hungry core that's running the court, dropping shots, and posting stat after stat after stat. All this action will have you on your feet cheering Fear the Deer. The playoffs presented by BMO are here. Get your single game tickets now at bucks.com/playoffs.
Hey, this is Bo stepping in for Ridgetop Larry. Ridgetop Exteriors is Wisconsin's #1 choice for roofing, siding, windows, and doors. We are the trusted local experts who live and work in the areas we serve, which means we're helping friends and neighbors too. On top of that, Ridgetop Exteriors offers the most affordable payment options, including no interest and low interest financing. For your free estimate, visit ridgetopexteriors.com. Roofing, siding, windows, and doors. Visit ridgetopexteriors.com.
Without the ones like you, who work tirelessly to keep things running, everything would suddenly stop. Hospitals, factories, schools, and power plants, they all depend on you. No matter the weather, emergency, or time of day, you're the ones who get it done. At Grainger, we're here for you with professional-grade industrial supplies. Count on real-time product availability and fast delivery. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today? Thinking about gas mileage. You know, changing your oil with a full synthetic oil like Pennzoil Platinum can help your engine get more miles. Right now, you can get 5 quarts with an STP Extended Life oil filter for only $37.99. Get started on your next job today with the parts you need when you need them at AutoZone or AutoZone.com.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
You're listening to Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
And then you have Raj, who I didn't think he just didn't have the body type of a right tackle.
I have a question.
Yes.
I have a question. Who the hell are you talking about?
What's his name? Yash.
Raj?
Like, I was thinking, okay,
Who's Raj?
You tell us, buddy.
On 94.5 ESPN.
It's one of my favorite things we do all week. We test the brain power of one Mark Shimura to see how much he remembered of what happened on the show throughout the course of this week. We do have 2 contestants. Carrie in Mayville is on the over, saying Chewy's going to get 3 or more correct. Dumpy, that means he's on the under. Though Dumpy, a regular listener here on 94.5 ESPN, and think he would have taken the under anyway. Let's go ahead and play a little Week in Richu.
Think you know the show better than the average ESPN Milwaukee fan? Now's your chance to prove it. It's time to play the Week in Richu.
All right, Chew.
Yep.
You ready to go?
I guess so.
All right, we've got 5 questions in front of me. He won last week. He dominated last week.
Yeah, he crushed it.
How am I going to do this week based upon today's show?
I think pretty good.
Really?
I think 4 or 5.
Yeah,
I'd set the over under 3.5. Yeah.
I feel that the questions this week are easier than last week, and you crushed last week.
Okay.
Should we be changing the? This is a conversation for off the air. Should we be changing the over under for how hard I make the questions each week?
No. Although I don't think I took my MCT today.
No PEDs. All right, let's find
I
out.
didn't take any PEDs.
All
Could
right.
you tell?
Most days.
We had a conversation that started with with expansion franchises and ended at teleportation.
Tracks.
So, I mean, judge for yourself. What did you tell us that you used to yell as a Packer when trying to get your lunch order?
89 bucks! I would just start screaming, 89 bucks! I forgot to take a picture of my shoe.
Yeah, you do it when you come back.
Yeah.
All right, so we're 1 for 1. Can you remember the actual name of the chef we were talking about when you incorrectly said this?
That name's fake, by the way, but go ahead.
The confidence in which he said it, too.
That name's fake, by the way, but go ahead. See, I got the other guy's name, Fieri. Not him, the other guy.
Okay.
That name's fake, by the way, but go ahead.
I love this audio so much.
That name's fake, by the way.
There's
But
Guy
go ahead. Fieri, right?
That's
Yeah,
and
it's
that's
not-
Ashton's guy, and
yeah,
that's not. You know that's not the correct answer.
All right, I'll give you 5 seconds.
When did I say it?
Yesterday.
Yesterday.
At like
Oh,
8
Lord.
something.
See, I would have been better off if I said it on Monday.
Yeah. I feel Tuesday's your money zone because Mondays you hate, so I think you block them out. I think Tuesday's the money day for your memory.
I don't remember.
The name we are looking for, who you thought I said Bobby Filet.
Oh, the filet.
His actual name is Bobby Flay.
But if you say it fast, it sounds like filet.
Okay. Yes, I agree with him on that. He still got it wrong.
All right, 1-1.
Is that the spiky-haired guy?
No, that's Guy
Fieri.
Fieri.
That's where I got confused.
Bobby's
that's where-
the skinny guy.
Okay. I don't know what he looks like.
I'll show you a picture.
White.
Who were you talking about here?
Smooth operator. Dyson.
Nailed it.
Yeah, I was like, I don't want to give him much context, but I think he'll still get it.
He did get it. All right, we just need to get one of the final 2 questions. What is the unofficial medical condition you were talking about when this was said by me? We've ostracized the medical community because we refer to Chewy as Dr. Chamorro.
I have no idea. Gynecomastia? I don't even remember that. Can I hit it one more
We had a
time?
long conversation about this.
One more
We've
time.
ostracized the medical community because we refer to Chewy as Dr. Chamorro.
And what was I talking about?
You were talking
What-
about your wife and talking about how sometimes she just keeps going on and talking, and you called it something.
vomit mouth.
That is what you called it.
Yes.
However, you got it wrong at first, but that is what you called it. So you're 2 and 2 right
What's
now.
the medical term for it?
There isn't. That's why I said unofficial.
Oh.
Because remember, we were having the conversation of you were like, oh, how come there isn't a medical term for it? That was kind of the
So vomit mouth and diarrhea mouth is the same.
same thing.
Yeah, okay.
Same.
Okay. What am I? How am I doing?
You got to get this one right in order to win the week. What goal were you trying to accomplish when you said this?
See, I know my lane. I stayed in my lane. I didn't do anything. Normally, I just hit buttons.
See, this is
This is
where
another great moment from the show this week, and I screwed him over.
So this is where I get misled because I don't know what the audio questions or the audio portion of the questions are. I see the questions, I see the answers, and I go, okay, I think he should be able to get some of these. This is really hard. This is an incredibly hard question.
I feel good about this one.
Can I get it one more time?
Yes,
The goal you were trying to accomplish when you said this.
See, I know my lane. I stayed in my lane. I didn't do anything. Normally, I just hit buttons. I have no idea.
There was a moment this week on the show where your computer was acting up and you were just trying to get to Google, and some reason you ended up on WTMJ, and Gabe and I walked you through getting to Google.com.
So what was the answer?
Google.com.
You were trying to get to Google.com.
Yeah, I remember that. That was too hard.
That was really hard.
He set me up.
He did.
Payback. I win.
That's a little opie dope.
I should have probably got filet.
You definitely should
I
have
thought you were going to get filet. I thought getting
was the best moment of the week.
I thought getting the first 3 were going to be good. I mean, the last 2 audio portions, that was tough. The last 2, the audio questions were tough. So congratulations to Dumpy, West Bend on the under. He wins this week on Week in Rechew when we try to see how well Chewy remembers what happened throughout the course of the week.
You think the fact that I had a little wine last night affects? Should I move the wine day?
You're
I
not
really
gonna-
don't want to move it to a Wednesday.
You're not going to do that, though.
No, I'm not.
Yeah.
Just sounds
I mean,
like
Thursdays.
I'm trying.
Yeah. Thursdays, it's your blamer night.
It is, but I thought the MCT would override it, which it couldn't today because I didn't take it.
Because you didn't take it.
Yeah.
I mean, there's some brain cells that die when you
100?
consume the alcohol.
Isn't it 100 per drink? We must
no
have
idea.
a lot. Well, some of us have a lot of brain cells.
Some have more than others.
Ashton, do you know?
I was on the phone. What'd you say?
How many brain cells get killed with a drink of alcohol? I thought it was a nice, easy number, like 100.
Isn't it a lot?
100's not a lot.
Wait, are you asking me or telling
I'm
me?
asking you.
I'll look it up. I can't speak on this one. I'm not a doctor.
So according to this, even though alcohol doesn't kill brain cells, it can negatively impact them long term.
Does it say how many?
No,
No.
because it doesn't actually kill them.
True,
but
I wonder if we just found the same thing.
What?
Go ahead.
Well, I don't. No, I want you to say it. Because I have a different one.
Okay, for starters, too much alcohol can interfere with neurogenesis, which is your body's ability to make new brain cells.
Yeah, it's not the one I had.
What do you have?
Mine is how many Sharpies did you sniff as a kid?
I didn't sniff that.
How about now?
Not so much. Why? Sharpies give you a buzz?
37 brain cells every time you sniff a Sharpie.
I didn't know you could sniff a Sharpie. I didn't know it did
kills
anything.
37 brain
can
cells
sniff
by
anything.
sniffing it.
Well, I know you can sniff anything.
Well, I mean, you're not like crushing up the Sharpie and, taking it like cocaine or anything.
I don't think people are huffing, putting Sharpies in a bag and...
You just take the cap off and hypothetically,
Just take a little
I
sniff.
didn't know that. I had no idea.
37 brain cells. That seems like a lot. Seems like a
I don't
lot.
know. We have a lot of brain cells. Can you get more brains?
I think they regenerate.
Did you
I
not
think they
just,
do
did
regenerate.
neither of you just listen to any
No.
word I just had to say
I was on
about
the
alcohol not killing brain
I
cells
was on the
and how
phone.
it can affect neurogenesis, which is the process to create new brain cells?
I'm not going to lie to you, Gabe. I wasn't listening fully. No, I was looking at Sharpie stuff.
You sniff your Sharpies?
No. I mean, once. Not often.
But, I mean, whomst among us?
Right. It's my point.
We see how the polls are doing and what we put on the polls. And today was a wild show. I can't wait to see what we did. Coming up next, Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
Jen, Gabe, and Chewy continues next on 94.5 ESPN. No one else does it like Scalzo and Brust.
You are a Hall of Fame at mocking others. I didn't think there was a third way you could go, and you just did it. In honor of Scalzo, no one rips other people better. There's no limit. I'll bet he could come up with number 4 if we gave him 5 minutes. 5 minutes? If you give him 30 seconds. Thank you, Homer.
Weekdays 4 to 6 on 94.5 ESPN. It's Scalzo and Brust, presented by Bud Light.
This is ESPN Milwaukee's Jen Latta for St. Kate the Arts Hotel. Are you looking for the perfect restaurant for your next night out? Make Aria, the acclaimed restaurant inside St. Kate, your next dinner destination. Specializing in artisanal American cuisine, Aria features carefully prepared seasonal entrees along with a robust selection of craft cocktails, wine, and local beer. New to Aria's menu is a family-style chicken dinner available every Sunday, featuring the restaurant's famous bro-stish chicken served with sides like mashed potatoes, goat cheese biscuits, and more. Learn more and make reservations at Aria at stkatearts.com.
At least twice as big.
As the one you gave her when you got engaged.
That's the definition of a big anniversary diamond.
Kessler's has lots of ways for you to go twice as big.
We have twice as big diamonds from diamond mines.
These diamonds come from the fiery heart of Mother Earth. And the ones that exist in the world today are all there will ever be.
Kessler's also has twice as big created diamonds.
These diamonds come from the fiery heart of a ball of lightning, a miniature star, inside a plasma chamber. It's a wonder to behold.
Kessler's also has twice as big flickering firelight diamonds.
These natural diamonds flicker with all the warm colors of firelight instead of the cold colors of ice. Flickering firelight diamonds are another wonder to behold.
And all of these twice as big diamonds are for her.
The best wonder to behold of all. Welcome to Kessler's.
To find the Kessler's nearest you, go to Kessler'sDiamonds.com.
Wait, aren't these all charitable donations?
At Magda's Tax Prep, every person
I'd rather
counts.
not have to file for an extension.
She needs new auditors to maximize returns on her family
On
time.
itemized deductions. Hey, can someone help with these 1099s?
Indeed can help her hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. Our hiring platform instantly connects you with quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Be more CyberZen. Get NordVPN. With a few simple clicks, NordVPN will block online trackers, secure your devices from malware-infected downloads, and block access to malicious websites. With NordVPN, enjoy internet without trackers, without malicious websites, without malware-ridden files. Be more CyberZen. Catch the special deal now at nordvpn.com.
It's our lowest prices of the season at Blaine's Farm and Fleet. Right now, shop unbeatable deals on the things you need for spring. Like assorted bags of Timberline mulch, 4 for $12. 5 quart jugs of Valvoline full synthetic motor oil, only $22.99 after $10 mail-in rebate. Your choice of CRC Pro Series brake part cleaners, just $5.99. And for rewards members, all Skechers footwear is buy one, get one half price. Shop our new Blaine's Farm and Fleet store in Grafton, located at 1771 Wisconsin Avenue.
It's Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
Unbelievable that they ran all over this vaunted defense, this elite defense.
What Kool-Aid?
Why? It was poop Kool-Aid, and we gobbled it down.
On 94.5 ESPN.
Here we go.
What a wild show we had today. Our first official one, really pumping our stream, which you can again follow. And, you can always consume us the way you always have, but if you're curious as to what happens inside this studio as we're doing the show, you can find us and watch us every day, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, Wisconsin On Demand. You can catch live or on demand right here with ESPN Milwaukee. What 2 weeks out from the NFL draft, what position is the biggest need of the Packers to you? We put out pass catcher, offensive line, defensive line. Also, gave the option of other if you wanted to chime in on what that looks like. Right now, pass catcher running away with it, 56.3%.
2 of them would be nice. Kind of B.J. Raji, Clay Matthews type draft where they get maybe a receiver with that 15th pick, trade up, get one of those tight ends later in the first round would be luscious.
I mean, no matter what, they have to draft a bunch of pass catchers because they have 2 tight ends and basically, I know they have more, but it's basically 3 receivers with any sort of experience on the roster. They signed a couple other guys.
Do they like Torrey?
Milton. I think they do.
I think they do, too.
I think they do. I don't know what he could potentially become, but I think they like him.
He's a project.
Yeah, 100%.
But my guess is he's going to be the number 4 next year, probably, right?
If he's not, something went terribly wrong with
the draft. Yes. It's all right. Fine. Perfect. Going to be young, grow 3 years from now. Hopefully we're very, very happy with how this played out.
Yeah, and look, I wouldn't mind. I can completely defend getting using that first round pick on a pass rusher.
That wouldn't bother me at all.
Yeah, I just think you can't have enough of those guys, and especially when you have an opportunity to be in the top 15, you can get somebody with that elite athleticism, and those are the type of guys that lead the league in sacks every year. That's how that works. And then you can use your 2 second-round picks, again, presuming that the Aaron Rodgers trade is done, use that on pass catchers, much like they did last year. You can get a really good tight end, I still think, in the second round. The wide receiver draft class isn't as deep, so that would be maybe the tougher part, where tight end seems to be a pretty deep position, but I feel like there are more pass catchers, whether it's a tight end or a wide receiver, that come out of the second round than the top-end pass rushers in this league.
Goody is really on the clock. You know how we said early in the show, we're like, I just want to know how Jordan Love is. I want to see how LaFleur coaches without a Hall of Famer. I also, in that mix, is Goody. I want to see what he does with this draft, because if he craps this draft away, he might get fired.
The timeline for how all of this is going to work out is really fascinating to me.
Mm-hmm.
Because now, and it was always going to be this way. Whenever Aaron Rodgers left, that's when Gutekunst, LaFleur were going to be put on the clock.
Yeah.
If they have success, clearly they're going to stick around. But once Rodgers left, that's when, all right, let's see what you got. Let's see what you can do in terms of drafting your own quarterback, developing your own quarterback, and building a team without a Hall of Famer. So now the clock's on them. But also, you would think that if they fall flat on their face in the next 2 seasons, which I don't think is going to happen, but certainly is a possibility, what does Mark Murphy do? Because he's out in 2 years. The whole Murphy part and how involved he is what's going to make these next 2 years interesting and potentially difficult to navigate.
Who's more on the clock, though? Goody or LaFleur? Probably Goody.
That's a good question.
Right?
I think it's both. I think they're, even though Goody can't fire LaFleur, I feel like they're tied together at the hip just because they're on that same plane. And the president has the power to hire and fire both those guys.
Does Mark Murphy scare you a little bit?
Yeah, absolutely. He's the wild card.
Ashy? Just his power.
Yes. From that aspect, sure. Because, again, at this point, none of us know what he's going to do or say or any at all, ever.
And like we talked about earlier with Jason, and if you missed that interview, download it, Wisconsin On Demand. The thing that, to me is I just don't know when he's involved and when he's not involved.
Yeah.
That's the wild card portion.
Yeah.
So was he involved in the trade of Devontae? Are we giving too much heat for Gutekunst for going, yeah, sure, we'll trade you Devontae, when Murphy could have been involved with that? That's the part that's scary to me, is when is he going to be involved in the draft? I can't imagine that he's, with all the other business side of things that he has to do, he's going to be overly involved in the draft, but you can't rule it out.
Is he in the war room? I think he is.
Might be.
Which is weird.
Yes.
Bob Harlan was never. He was in the building, but he was never in the war room.
So anytime you have somebody who's just making big decisions like that and is like floating in and out of that football space, that's what's scary to me.
Yeah.
That's why, for better or for worse, I would rather have Goody. Just he's clearly fully committed. It's his full-time job. It's 100% what he's doing, where that's not what Mark Murphy is doing, which is why that's scary to me. Poll question to follow. Ashton posted 2 pictures. One of Brady Quinn, one of a young Mark Chmura. Do these 2 people look alike? I highly recommend you go to @GenGabeChewy on Twitter and check out the picture that Chewy chose for, or excuse me, that Ashton chose for Chewy.
Very dorky.
He asked me to use that one. I don't know what to tell you.
Clearly, the helmet hair is real in the picture.
Helmet face, too.
I really wanted to, hey, Gabe, I really wanted to walk out this segment. Just leave.
I mean, but
and then see what he does.
Just kind of
I got 4 minutes. I could. No. I could fill 4 minutes.
You couldn't fill.
It wouldn't be good, but I could do it.
All right, go ahead. Microphones are off.
Did you guys hear that I'm going to be a celebrity chef?
What?
Whoa. Why are you waiting until now to break this to us?
I don't know. Just waited for the right time. Opportunity. More details Monday.
Would Bobby Filet?
I wish Bobby Filet was going to be. No, our friends at Sharp Literacy are putting on an event that they do every year with 6 local Milwaukee chefs, and for some reason, I'm going to be part of it.
You got selected?
I don't know how. Well, I do know how. Shout out to our pal Shane and also our friends at Sharp Literacy who knew that I have a food truck, so that's why they.
What are you making?
We are going to all figure this out together over the next month.
As in us in this room?
Maybe. We'll see.
Right.
We'll see how nice you are to me.
I'm not going to be nice. I want you to make something like so you lose.
It's not a competition. I mean, it's for pride for sure.
What do you mean it's not a competition?
Are we then going to be I now want to support Sharp Literacy.
Of course.
So what is it going to cost for us to be able to go to this event and support you?
More details to come.
All right. We'll find out more of that. By the way, the dorky
you said support.
Chewy,
you said support?
Yeah.
I would have said heckle.
You can heckle me. It's not cooking there.
I'll support Sharp Literacy. I'll heckle Ashton.
I'm with you.
All
right.
I accept that challenge.
Okay.
Do these 2 people look alike? 44% think you and Brady Quinn look alike. I think you could be brothers.
I agree with that.
If he put a better picture up.
Even with that picture, I took a great picture of you, but I think you guys still look alike in that picture.
Okay.
Wait, do you think Brady Quinn is handsome or attractive or like?
I don't find beauty in men. Sorry,
Gabe. Do you?
Yeah, he's a good-looking dude.
All right, there you go, Chew. So you got that going for you.
Okay, great.
Which is nice.
Yeah.
You're a good-looking man.
Thank you. Very uncomfortable.
Yeah, I know he's
now.
very uncomfortable. That's why I said it. That's why. Now you have to sit next to me in a car after I said that.
You're right in the back.
Drunk. I'm a driver.
My Uber.
Will teleportation be a real thing in our lifetime? Somehow this is going the wrong way. It's down to 94%.
What?
That is a
6% of
win.
people are saying yes.
Idiots.
6% of people are being idiots like Chewy.
It's a win.
I have no idea what's going on right now.
Total win.
This is horrifying that there are 6% of people out there that think that we're going to be in teleportation just like Chewy.
Let's play a hypothetical game real quick, as we are wont to do on this show. If you could teleport, and when it becomes official, Chew, what's the first place you're going to go? Where are you going to teleport to?
Venice.
Gabe?
If I can teleport to anywhere?
Anywhere.
Augusta.
Yeah. Like I'm sneaking into Augusta.
Nerd.
I'm sneaking into Augusta, man.
Chewy, I'll see you in Italy. I'm going to Rome.
Okay. I love Venice. I could live in Venice.
Never been.
GKB Venice coming soon.
Love it. Get Craig on it.
All right. Well, next time we talk to him, next Friday, we can try to pitch him on GKB Venice. All right, I could get the big guy to the airport. We'll let you know. We'll know on Monday whether or not he made it, because either he'll be in studio or he'll be down in Tampa. We'll let you know. Wilde and Tausch, they are coming up next. 94.5 ESPN. Don't forget, you can stream it, watch it live. Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, Wisconsin On Demand, right here with ESPN Milwaukee.
everything's looking pretty good out on the roads now. No major delays anywhere. We've got